being successful with the team has helped me grow a lot, and I guess they've seen that. And I was asked to be another accountability partner to another individual. So yeah, why not? I mean, we all, two is better than one. It keeps you on your toes.
No, I got you. It does. It does. I just wanted to make sure people understood, because some people probably think, hey, two, why does he have two? And sometimes you can have mentors and accountability partners in different areas too. So you may have somebody that holds you accountable in the CDL space. You may have somebody that holds you accountable in the networking space. So it can be because it's a different industry, or it could be just because you just feel like I'm doubling up. I'm gonna double up because if I double up, I'm gonna be. That's good stuff. So one more question: how would you encourage a person who is thinking work with and it didn't work out? I don't want to keep looking. It seems like it's a waste of time. It's hard. I'm not a kind of person that likes to work with other people. We hear all this stuff. What would you suggest? Encourage.
You kind of broke up there in part of the conversation, part of the question. Can you repeat it?
Yes, I said, what would you encourage a person that is saying, hey, I looked for an accountability partner before and it was difficult, or I tried a couple of different people and it just didn't work out well, or I'm not a people person. I don't want to work with somebody every day on that. I'm good by myself. What would you encourage for that person?
Well, I'll tackle the last question first. If you're not a people person and you're in this business, it's going to be hard to do this business.
Absolutely.
That fear of being not a people person, a loner, that'll come. I think you'll grow out of that eventually, because you will catch someone that you will relate to, and you will gel with, and it can take time. You got to see where the meeting of the eyes is, if you have the right state of mind, and it's a mindset that's got to be in there as well, so that you both, can grow. It's to get to question number one, it's not everyone can work with everyone, right? I know when I first joined CDL, excuse me, Miss Ivy stated that, find a field trainer. And just because you have a field trainer doesn't mean that that's your field trainer. You have to find someone that you're going to be comfortable with, and you got to search that person out, because at the end of the day, it's your business. And if you feel that you're not comfortable, or if it's not working, then you got to find that person, that's you're going to gel with. And, and the main thing is also you have to be coachable, so it's a two-way thing, they're trainers, and, you got to be able to, meet a standard for them, and, vice versa, right? Because, you're building a business and you want to be able to work with that person and feel comfortable with that person and take constructive criticism. A lot of times, how would I say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you know what? We're in business, so we gotta learn to be flexible, to be like bamboo and take that constructive criticism, because they've done it already. They're successful. And like what you said earlier, you can't, if you're trying to be a director and you're following a manager, senior manager, unless they're on that track and they're close to it, it's hard to do that when you have someone that is a trainer, has been doing it for years, know what they're doing. You can hear, their verbiage of knowing their knowledge, that they know, what they're doing, especially when you set in your mind that you want to do something and you go out and what you've learned from your trainers and your accountability partners as well, that you're going out there and implementing it and it's working, then that's what you stick with. But, like you said earlier, in one of the conversations, some people, introverted, they're quiet, they don't know how to get out. Eventually that's going to come out. You're going to become a people person, because you're dealing with families, you're dealing with companies, you're dealing with people, you know, and eventually you're gonna have to do it if you want to be successful.
Absolutely, no, I agree. I agree. I agree with all that, and that's why we want to hear. We want to hear it from people because when it comes from the trainers, it's training. It's like, oh, it's supposed to say this. Field, when it comes from the field, it's a lot better. Surrender, anything on that?
No, that was right on point. And you hear it all the time in the business. You have different accountability partners for different areas of your business. You hear about some. I remember when we were running for the ring. I had a millionaire club member that I was accountable for affirmations. I would just send her, my affirmations every day. A lot of days we didn't even talk. It was just I sent it through Messenger. Affirmations done. I didn't even say them to her. I did them. And if the day got away from me and I didn't send that, she so we're not doing that today. She would, it would be in a funny way, but yeah. And but I was on it, and I was here, in the mirror with them taped to the mirror, saying them, and things like that. But I was accountable to somebody else for that part. And it's other things too, but the accountability partner isn't always just for, the sales or whatever. It's, we do a lot in our business to do what we do. And so that was huge for me because a lot of days, I might not say my affirmations or whatever. I just go to work. My upline platinum, when he wrote his book, he had a thing in his book that talked about writing your goals, right? You write them 10 times every day without, you write your goals every day, normally about 10 goals, and you write them every day, but the goal was never to look back from the day before. And you constantly do that every day. And his thing was 30 days. And I did that at one point of my business, and I almost did it almost a year and a half, and I fell off. But I can remember this time of year being open enrollment, getting up at 4 a.m. to drive 2 hours to groups. But before I left, I wrote out them 10 goals. And you'll be amazed at just that being accountable. And then at one point, I had an accountability partner where I took a picture and sent it to her. And she was in Canada. But it's just different things. But accountability is a lot of different things. So, in our business, exercise is important. And so, you can have an accountability partner for that. Just different things. So, yeah. And if it's not working out, like George said, I'm a stickler for that. If we're gonna do an analogy, that's why they, people stay miserable on marriage. That's why they make divorce. You gotta do that.
All right, come on, Barbara Smith. We're gonna get a lady. We're gonna get a lady in here. Barbara Smith, you put a 2 on that chat.
Hello. My accountability partner, well, I just recently put thanks for the nuggets because I never thought of some of that. But what we do is we just make sure that, we make our phone calls. We don't really tab them too much. We just make sure that we do our phone calls. When I'm accountable to someone else, I just share with them, when they talk about whatever their concerns are, why they didn't. I just listen to them and just say, we have to get our calls in. I make sure that we get our calls in. Some of the times, the newer people that I am accountable with and help them, they help me and I help them. They are newer people and they say, they don't know how to do whatever. And I just share with them the meaning of accountable. That means when you're listening to, if you have a field trainer, I share with them there is a way to learn the business, but I also tell them I'm not able to teach them the business. Because many times when some of my partners, I have three, one I talk to on a day-to-day basis, and we always hold each other accountable and tell each other, to get it done. So what I find out for me, for someone else holding me accountable, helps me, because sometimes we all fall off the bandwagon per se. We all have distractions. We all get up and have to go wherever, if there's something with the children at school or whatever. But I tell many, many people, and I have done it myself, if you have not done your exposures, and that is what I'm a big stickler on, because I like on sometimes being, exposing, but I always get my 2 exposures. I didn't start out like that, but my accountability partners helped me with that. So even sometime at 8, 9 o'clock at night when I'm getting gas, I always try to get my exposures. So phone calls and exposures are a big stickler, but I am lacking a little activity now. No excuses, but I've been counting these stupid ballots in California for 4 months. So I'm back on the roll. I redid my goals, Super Saturday. Mr. Brown helped us with a little bit, a lot. But it's a little bit because I'm not able, we learn so much. And I was sharing with my accountability partner today, we were discussing Super Saturday. And I said, listen, I just wrote down my calendar. I revamped it. Ms. Sharanda, you, Mr. Dunbar, everyone has always told us about keeping our calendar. And I think being accountable, if you don't have a calendar and you go by your calendar, what are you accountable for? So I found myself, we have to go back to basics in order to be accountable. And I will not be accountable to someone when I'm not doing it myself. I think that's the most dumbest thing in the world, to tell people that they need to do something and you're not even doing it. But I want to thank Miss Ivy for what she has done. Mr. Dunbar, I thank you so, so very much. Mr. Reynolds, all of you all that was back in the day. I'm just beginning to get all this stuff turning right for me. So I just want to say thank you all.
Absolutely. And just know that that's part of the process. Like timing is your timing is your timing. I had that conversation with people all the time. When we do trainings, whether it's Sharanda Ivy doing an accountability call, whether it's us doing a certification training, because we train in 5 hours, don't mean you're supposed to get it in 5 hours. Right? So when we do a training, we be given a certain amount of time to deliver a certain amount of information. And people think sometimes they should walk away with it processed. And you're not. You're supposed to take that home and download it, break it down, and then start applying it a little bit at a time based on where you're at right now. So no, you've been here since the beginning. Like before it was even a Zoom call, you were here when it was just a conference call. And the thing you're saying, I'm just not getting some of this stuff because it's starting to be your time. When it's your time, and you got all the tools in your tool belt, say I'm gonna buy one tool at a time. Then when it's time to start building, you got all your tools lined up, you ready to go. And that's what it's about. So now you got it, you got the information, you've been trained, you understand accountability, all those things, calendaring, right? Making sure that your calendar is your boss, all those things we talk about. Because all of those business things all support. They're a foundation to, okay, I'm going to sell Legal Shield, ID Shield, a small business plan, open up a group. Those are all business things that you're doing, but that business has a foundation. And accountability and calendaring and having somebody to make calls with and hold you accountable to those calls and knowing the timing and everything that you're doing. knowing the space that you should be in, knowing what you're good at with your business and what you're not good at, so you need to delegate. All those things are foundational things that make it all work, because making a sale is easy. We complicated, but making a sale is real easy. Doing the business, right? I'm gonna sell a Legal Shield membership, open up a group. That's not really that hard to do. It's all the surrounding things that help it stay there, and that helps it grow, right? Being consistent and all those different things. That's what makes it work. So I appreciate you jumping on here. Whenever somebody jumps on here and talks in front of 40 some odd people, it's always appreciated, because a lot of people don't like to talk in front of people. So thank you so much for that. Absolutely, absolutely. So good stuff, good stuff. So just wanted to hear some quick accountability stories, guys, from some people who are doing it in the field. And I really think that we all need to implement a couple of different things going into the new year if you have not. Keep yourself safe in your business. Safe meaning don't go out, because this is like businesses, man, this is like a world of sharks. And if you're doing it by yourself, it's so much harder. If you make calls by yourself, it's harder than making calls with somebody else. If you're walking in businesses or knocking on doors, it's harder when you're by yourself. So the time that you feel like you're going to lose looking for an accountability partner, looking for somebody to make calls with you, right, through Zoom. Have that Zoom up when you're making the calls and they're there. All those different things that we're asking you all to do that you may think, I don't have time to do that, because we get drilled so hard with IPA, which I agree that is the income producing activity is something that needs to be getting done. But again, the surrounding factors are you will not do it effectively if you're not at least somewhat comfortable. You will do more IPA if you have somebody to call with. You will do more IPA if you have somebody holding you accountable when you do certain things. So what's going to get you to do that IPA is just as important as getting it done. So I think going into this new year, if you do not have an accountability partner, you really need to find out, reach out to a couple of other people, find out who else needs an accountability partner. Find somebody that you can work with. Find somebody that's willing to talk once a week. Lay down some ground rules, right? Create some boundaries so that you guys can have a successful business relationship moving into 2023. So you have somebody to hold you accountable in those areas. And as you get one person to hold you accountable, start looking for more in different areas of your life. I think I heard Sharanda mention something about health. I think it was Sharanda that said that. Look, you should have somebody that you're talking to when it comes to health, somebody that you're talking to when it comes to spiritual, when it comes to business, when it comes to personal stuff. We need that guidance and that accountability in every area of our life. And if you do that, you're going to move forward in a more powerful fashion. Because you have that person that's going to say, hey, look, did you do what you said you were going to do? Because if you didn't, because I remember those days when we had to run out, right? This was a long time ago. Right. And some of you all on here remember where we had that call at night, and I was on a call with Kevin Mack and a bunch of other leaders. And it was like, did you do your 3? And we talking about 3 exposures, just 3 little funky exposures. And if we didn't, we literally had to go out and do it, even if it was 10 p.m. We had to go out and find another person to expose. And so many stories came at us. So many people recruited somebody who is still around right now on that 3rd exposure at 10 o'clock at night because they were forced to do it. They were forced to do. It is just a commitment. The magic is in the commitment. The magic is in, that means that you're ready to go now. Because you're committing, you're being held accountable, and it forces you to do stuff that you wouldn't have done. And that's why you're not where you need to be. If you're not where you need to be, is because there's just a few things that's missing that accountability a partner will push out of you. And I hear this all the time from people. I'm ready to do it now. I'm excited. This is going to be my year. This is going to be my month. This is going to be my week. This is going to be my day. The question is, who's holding you to that count? Who's holding you to that comment? Did you put it on social media so somebody can hold you to it? Did you tell your workout partner, your accountability partner? Did you tell somebody that you care about that you was going to do it? Because if you're on here right now and you're saying, no, I don't tell nobody none of my goals and none of my dreams what I'm shooting for because I don't want nobody to hate on me. No, it ain't what you worried about. You worried about somebody asking you, did you do it? That's what you worried about. And you don't want to have to answer that question, so you're just going to tell yourself, you don't want to tell people your business. But really, you just don't want somebody to say, hey, so Anthony, I know you said you was going to get that car in January that you've been wanting for the last 5 years. Did you get it? You don't want to have to answer that question, so you're just not going to tell nobody you got that car until you get that car.
I'm just gonna wait till mine.
Huh?
Yeah, I changed my mind. I want to save some money. I wait till this one break down a little bit. I
Yeah,
love it.
Hey, that's just how I work too. Yeah, man, I changed my mind on that. I thought about it. This car's still good. No, I know what happened. All that stuff you said you was gonna do to get that car, you didn't do it. Right? So now you're gonna drive the other one because it's still running. Right? Most people that upgrade their car, the other one didn't stop working. They traded it in. Right? So we just gotta step our game up. That's really what it's about. So that accountability partner, guys, will really help you move to that next level. So hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this plants this in your head. We in December, we'll be starting the new year. I know most people set goals in the new year. So when you set them goals, set a goal to get an accountability partner. And believe me, you don't have to wait until January 1st. You can start working on it tomorrow. You don't have to wait until the new year. You can start working on it tomorrow. Close out to 2022 with an accountability partner. See if your numbers go up. Might help you. Might help you. Showing anything before we close out?
No, that's good.
You good? So remember, Sharenda has an accountability call on Thursday. So, if you're saying, I don't know about this partner thing yet, at least get on the accountability call. And then go from a call to a partner. Can we do that? Go from accountability call to an accountability partner. That's where it's at. The next certification training will probably get announced next year unless I miss something. Because you see Sharenda's not showing up yet, right? Not to January. So the next certification training, we don't know when it's going to be happening yet. We know it's going to be the month of January. We just don't know when. So until then, Monday nights here, Thursday nights with Sharenda if you're doing accountability, and Blitz on Tuesday. And make those calls. Make those calls. Make those appointments. Hammer it out. Make it happen. Good stuff.
Good night.
Everybody have a good night.
Good night. Good night.
All right, have a good evening,
night.
everybody. Thank you very much.
Hey, Shelter, I see you on here. You want me to call you tonight, or is it too late?
It's not too late.
Not too late? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a call.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Absolutely.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Good night,
Appreciate you all.
everybody.
You guys, and good
Good night, everyone.
All right, good night, good night.
Thank you
Great
very
call.
much.
Great meeting, great call. Thank you.
You got it. Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, Steph.
Hey, what's up? Avalon told me she signed up for something, and I was hoping she signed for the right thing. Something.
Avalon?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, okay, good,
Yeah,
good.
she signed up for the right program. She ready to go. We're gonna get her moving.
Okay, good. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. No, we're gonna get her straight. We're gonna get that dance thing moving.
Yeah, she just called me. I just dropped her to Dallas to get a flight, and she called me crying. She said, "Mommy, I was so scared. They had a turbulence." And she said, "I was so scared." She said she thought she was thinking, they're gonna call my family. She said, "Mommy, I swear that plane was gonna go down." She said it was really scary. She said that the air hostess had us to come and calm her down. She said it was, and I know she don't like to fly with Spirit. And she was scared. She was scared. She was crying. So, but she okay. The plane landed safe.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be calling her tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give her a call tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to make sure it's the right one she signed up for.
Yeah, she is. She did. She grabbed the right one.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Have a good night.
You too. Talk to you
All right.
guys soon.
Okie doke. See you tomorrow.